All right, this is a bit of a sidestep from normal programming. This is more of a follow me rather than a how-to video. Uh, I've found these techniques on a couple of channels and I really want to give them a go. There's a middle bead on my boot floor which the depth of the throat of my bead roller isn't deep enough to be able to push that bead through. So instead I used old methods like grabbing a bit of solid bar, putting it on my sandbag and then bashing it. And it's not the nicest of beads, and I sort of want to stiffen the boot floor up a little bit more. So I'm going to be using the flow forming technique with some flat bar. This is 100 mil, 1 inch bead, as you can see, by 500 mil. So I'm going to have two pieces which are going to be slotted out, and a bottom piece which stays solid like this, and all three of these pieces are going to be drilled all the way through, so I can put some bolts and nuts in them and clamp it all in place. Then I can run an air hammer through the slot and hopefully push out a nice strong bead. And if that works, I'll probably make a little bit more and just add some more beads to the boot floor and strengthen up a little bit more. Because I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do in regards to fuel tank. I sort of want to have a fuel cell in there, but right now with the very shallow forming dies that I've used on the boot floor, it's still a little bit flimsy, but we'll see how we go. To make both the pieces that sandwich together as accurate as possible, I tack welded them together and will be cutting the slot out on a milling machine. You don't have to use what I'm using, a plasma cutter, grinder or whatever can get the job done also. I've got a massive rod of engineering plastic. This is going to be used as the tips for the hammer bits on the air chisel. So I've got to put this in the lathe and reduce the diameter of the end to about 20 mil, just so it can fit inside the beads templates there. Then I've got to drill a hole, and the hole in the middle of this bit should, with a set screw, be able to hold the tips that I make up. Well, I'll shove the tip inside there for the final time, just as I was machining down the diameter of the actual hammer bit, and now because it's so hot, it's stuck in there. So I was gonna grub screw it, but I think I'll give that a go. The Dickhead Award goes to me. Looks like I went a bit too crazy machining the hammer bit, and I drilled it all the way through that no meat was left on the bit. It literally just snapped in my hand. Oh well, I'll try again.
Sound right, boy. It sound right, boy.
One thing to note, I didn't stretch it far enough where it bottomed out. I might need to go over it again just to smooth out the little tiny ripples. If it bottoms out and touches that bottom plate, it'll end up deeper and smoother. Happy with that result. It produces a much better bead than what I had before. Yeah, there are going to be holes that I'm going to have to weld up, but that's just the nature of it. The beauty is with this setup is it is portable. You can take it to whatever product or car or whatever that you need to put beads in, install it, and then run it through with the air hammer, and you get a nice, sharp, pretty decent bead. So if I had my way again, then the boot floor I would have done out of the car originally. The problem is my modified bead roller, which you can check the video of it up here. The throat depth isn't that large, so I couldn't really get to the whole sheet. And the original bead right down the middle, I just used a bit of mild steel rod, my shot bag underneath, and just bashed it with a hammer, and it didn't really produce the best bead. It wasn't really consistent, wasn't really crisp. It was a bit backyardy. As you saw earlier in the piece, the hammer bit that I modified, I drilled all the way through it, and there was literally no meat left, and it pretty much fell apart. So making this tool holder, it was actually a pretty fun little project, and it worked out really well. I welded it to the broken shaft of the original air hammer bit, and yeah, TIG welded it with about 160 amps, and that seems to hold pretty well. And the Delrin bits work pretty good too. So when these get chewed out, I can go turn another one, no problems. You don't have to use Delrin like I did with the round little plug thing. I just used a normal hammer bit, and that seems to have done a pretty good job. I just like the Delrin insert part because you can make all different sort of curvatures and dimensions as well, depending on what you're going to be forming. Pretty good too because there is no set screw or grub screw or anything like that. It literally just sits in there and away you go. So that worked out pretty well. So if you like watching average people with an average set of skills, tinker in the shed, building things, a little bit of metal fabrication and working on cars, then this is the channel
for you.
Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of that. It really helps the channel grow, and I'll be really appreciative, and I'll continue making content like this for you. So thank you very much. We'll catch you in the next video. Cheers. See ya.